These tips will make you feel like a badass. Every single time that you do one of these things, you are going to benefit from it, and it just keeps compounding.
Being organized is not just for like superior people.
Being organized just means you have fewer things to remember. It's subtracting, not adding.
Women have been able to now put the language to this of like, this mental load is just too much. It's weighing me down.
These are ways to take all those micro decisions out of the picture so that by the end of the day, you are not so fatigued that everything feels like a disorganized giant mess. We're always looking for like, when I get motivated, I'm gonna organize. It doesn't require any motivation.
Hey guys, and welcome back to the Thick Thighs Save Lives podcast. I'm Kelsey.
Welcome back, guys. I'm Rachel. You have another fantastic week with us. What are you, business cash or something here?
And
What's going on?
cash. And here's the thing that I
Nice bun.
all the Gen Zers are doing this like low middle part bun, right? And I like it. I think it looks great on them. But personally, I think that I don't wear it well. You know, when you're like, this is a trend and you see everyone doing it.
We are so side parts for life. It's
Yeah.
like we were raised on the side part, and
I
how
just
you
feel like I
so-
don't wear it well. But honestly, at this point in my life where you have certain days where your hair is really dirty and no amount
even if you
of dry
whisper
shampoo,
it's still
it's still dirty.
everybody heard you.
And like what really works with it is you're like, you can just slick it with this natural slick that you brought to today's table.
So you don't even need any slick. You just use your own oil in there. You just, I have all the oil in here I need. No, because you know what though? It's giving younger. You're giving young. No, I'm saying because you have a stylish hairdo, I'm assuming you're one of them.
That's what I'm going for. And at the same, it accompanies this like, okay, this is the moment where you cannot like get a brush. I have really long hair. I cannot get a brush through it sometimes. Like, unless you commit to the wash, like a brush is not going through it. And I know a lot of my girlies who listen to the podcast will feel this because you're in my DMs asking me about this. What do we do? Oh, I just saw where my lip gloss went. Behind my computer. Oopsies. What do we do with our hair when we work out all the time and it's sweaty and it's summer and it's really like, you know, I do my hair in one day and then I go to work out and it's all wrecked. Like, how do you keep your hair nice? And I wish I had some like magical potion that I would tell you about, but it really is just like coming down to the life that we live.
Slick it back, babe. You'll look younger.
Wanted to hear that. I will tell you guys this. I do the scrunchie at night that does this. So I don't have the patience for the, Well, there's a nighttime one that's a big, like thick, silky one. It's for you to get curls.
That one. I saw that one.
Yeah. So a lot of people do the like individual ones where I don't have the time for that. But I do have the time for, you put it in a big, like high pony. And then you just, like, do this twirly and then you just tuck it in itself like this.
We'll link it.
Yeah, it's under $5. Like it's just, it's a real quick thing. But this is a life hack that I feel like everyone should know because when I take it out in the morning, it's like, it's got curls, it's got volume. It hasn't tried to strangle me all night. Like
it may have a little grease.
It's definitely got a little grease, but it lasts longer. Like it helps it last longer throughout the week.
Good hack. Okay. Well, I gave up. So, a long time ago. Gave up a long time ago. And I
haven't got the slick bun.
Well, that's because I'm not. See, you can still blend in with them. They might be like, oh, yeah, she's one of us. If I tried it, they'd be like, who's the old lady with the slick side, with the slick? Oh my God.
No, have you heard the thing about like millennial moms are like the hottest generation?
I saw
don't know if that's
that.
just my algorithm.
We must be in the same algorithms because I just saw
I think
that
it's just
too.
facts.
Millennial moms are so hot.
It's just the
Yeah.
facts.
It is just facts. You're right. So you guys, I don't know if you're feeling this yet, but where we are, the kiddos have made their return to the 6-hour prison that they go to every day. And when that happens, there is a notable shift. And if it hasn't happened for you yet, by the time this comes out, it's coming. It's a notable shift of like, oh my God, I have to get my life back together because the summer
Or together for the first time.
or for the first time.
I
have to get my life back together for the first time.
Wherever you're at, we're right here with you. No shame out there.
I'm not going to lie. I am like a super weirdo in that, like, when this happens, I'm so excited because
Yeah, you
like,
are a weirdo.
I know, but like when it's the summer and there's like, we don't know what's gonna happen. It's kind of like a free for all. Like we're living by the seat of our pants. I'm like, I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. Makes me nervous. So, this time of year is like my Super Bowl. I'm so happy. I'm like, get out the planners, everyone. We're going to plan fall. And everyone's like, it's June. I am very excited about getting back into routines and habits. If you aren't like me, that's okay because we can do this without becoming like, a super Zen monk that like has to go to the Alps and like can't have any children whatsoever bothering them at any time. Because what I want to, I guess, what I want to really push home on this podcast is that these organization hacks, quote unquote, organization hacks, are actually just ways to make your life easier. They're not ways to make your life harder. We're not buying 90 bins in a label maker. Okay. It's no.
So relatable. Also, I have a label maker that I've never used. It's so in the box. And that keeps going. When will you realize this isn't you? And I was like, when will you stop buying pins? Because we had to clear out our storage. Yeah, we have a storage space and we need to get it more organized. And he goes, I'm going to go get some bins.
Oh my God. This is the anti-bin podcast. Okay. I do not condone unused label makers and bins. Okay. That isn't it. We have a better mousetrap. You still get to be and feel organized, but with far less bins. So
I just am really excited for this time of year for you because I know this is a time you thrive and this is like a time the rest of us can borrow some of your hacks and put them into our lives to make them easier because truly I think what I want to tell the rest of you guys who are not Rachel is that for you kind of like struggle with organization and think of the organized person as a type of person that you are not, I want to just speak to you for a minute because unused label maker to unused label maker. We are not going to tell you all of these like crazy things that like all of a sudden all of your cabinets are going to look like they belong on Martha Stewart. Like I totally get it. Like that's just not you sometimes, but these are very easy ways to offload some of that and make your day so much easier by just following these simple methods that don't involve like this massive rehaul into you need to be another person. Like I'm going to be who I am, but we need to work with that within my environment.
We have both ends of the spectrum here. So that's how you know that this is going to work. Okay.
I do
But
want us to like give some a shout out. Like some of you guys are like going back to and starting the year up again. Some of us have never done this shit before, and we get this list from the school of what day is you bring your snack for your whole class, and you bring flowers for a friend, and all of these things. And I'm like, we
yeah,
gotta do what now? What's a peace
yeah,
towel? You put the
yeah.
peace towel in a plastic bag only. It's like, oh my God. I like got the list and I felt very overwhelmed.
And by the way,
And
there's allergies. Everybody has
yeah,
allergies. Bring a peace towel, but just know there's peace towel allergies.
yeah, we have a mango skin allergy. And I'm not,
Jesus.
this is cool. Like I get it, but also very difficult for me to like sink in. And then I'm looking at this and I'm like, well, I gotta put this on the calendar because she's going to show up on the day that it's her day to bring her friend flowers and she's not gonna have the flowers and I don't know how can I how is this on for a person, not single person, but like our house. And then I'm like, all right, we got to get systems in place or else this is gonna totally get overlooked into like the chaos of life, and you
It's
can't
not
be
even,
expected to just have this running list.
no. And it's not even that getting flowers for a friend is a difficult task.
No, it's
It's
not,
that the
yeah.
remembering of the thing is the difficult thing. Because, and actually, it's not even just that one. It's when because it's like this compiling list. And I got to tell you, what inspired this episode was a article that my other sister sent to me. It was an Oprah.com, high habits of highly organized people. And I was like, love that, clicking in. And I got to
Is
tell
this
you,
about
now
me?
I'm not like, like, no, hey, like, great job on the article, whoever your name is. And Oprah, love you. You're doing the thing. But this read so freaking dry. And like, by the end of it, I just felt like, who would want to do any of that? That sounds horrible. And like, it takes a lot
And I
of
think that's
time.
how
And
we've
I said,
historically attacked organization though, like very dry. And then you
it,
just kind of go like, well, I'm overwhelmed by the list
and
that you
very
just gave me to
complicated.
get organized.
Yeah, it's like I have to get organized before I get organized. Like, what is even like? So that's why I was like, you know what? Great starting point for the episode, but I'm throwing that all on its head and just doing hey, here's a realistic way to get your shit together. Okay. It doesn't have to be a 25-page essay. There's no bins and there's no cabinet organization and there's none of that. It's just like, we're getting our shit together here in the easiest way possible and the most sustainable way possible. And that just vibes with the rest of the podcast, right? I mean, like, how are we working out? The easiest and most sustainable way. How are we doing nutrition? Easiest and most sustainable way. We're doing organization exactly the same. So I want this to really hit with you guys, even if you're not, you know,
Historically an organized person. I do want you to remember too, like there are things that you do repeatedly, like on a daily or weekly basis that will fall into the same bucket that we want to get these things into. And as I was outlining this episode, I was thinking about like the things that I do well that are very organized. I something I do
I
well.
bet every single person that says, "Oh my god, I'm kind of a hot mess. I'm not really that organized." I bet you if they sat down and really really thought about the things that they do that they enjoy, they would realize that they absolutely organize them beautifully.
100%. It's not even just that you like enjoy or it's like a priority because like that's just not that puts like this like shame into like organization when that you actually just want to be very organized. Like that isn't it. It's like something you do well and you do it repeatedly, and it can be something simple and mundane and like not even like that you necessarily think about all the time, but you were like you can pick it out in your life and you can pick it out in your day and say like I do that pretty well and I've done that well repeatedly for a significant amount of time. Why is that? And you can whittle it down to some of these things. Like I do a really good job of making sure that fitness is a consistent part of my life, but I do it at the same time. Every day at the same time, at the same place. It's like very, very mundane so that it doesn't have a bunch of, because by the time that time of day hits, there is a bunch of different things thrown at me, and someone may have fallen or pooped their pants or is bleeding from the mouth now, or like all of these other things, but like it is still scheduled in there.
So we've got some tips. They are absolutely doable, manageable, and don't require bins. So let's get into tip number 1,
We'll return
which
the bins.
break open your label makers, everyone. For the first time, or
It's been sitting there for over a year.
Tip number 1, you have to stop using your brain as if it is a to-do list. I cannot stress enough how much feeling of chaos and disorganization comes when we try to use an internal to-do list that is constantly running as our main source of organization. That ain't it, sister.
You know what? This has been like a hot topic between like moms and women surrounding the mental load. And it has really taken a forefront. And I'm really excited about that because I think this gives some space to unload some of those things without unrealistic expectations, not only for yourself, but also for your partner. Because nobody knows what your load is if you never write it down. So as soon as honestly, this was a game changer for me that I already started putting into effect of like, how could I just immediately put this in, share this, and not just put it in like what things get lost in text for us, but like write it down, put it on the fridge, and then we kind of share that load and cross things off as we go. So it's not just an endless running list in your mind. Like however you want to organize those thoughts that exit your brain onto something else is the method that I'd like you to use. Because when inevitably we don't have everything on our mental load list, we don't sleep as well because we wake up and remember the things. But also, when you hit that thing that you haven't done, it's followed by a ton of like shame and reinforcing a story that we've told about ourselves of like, you're so forgetful, you're so stupid, blah, blah, blah. You can't even do the simple thing. But you set yourself up for failure. So, like, for me, my diaper bag's empty of diapers and wipes. And I was like, okay, I'll remember to do that. But
No, stop right there. Stop right there. Never again do I want anybody listening to say, okay, I'll remember to get that.
Because you know what happens when you don't
It
remember
opens a
though, and the
tab.
next time you go, so the tab is open, right? And if you never close, if you know, something happens, blah, 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 you don't get to do the thing. The next time you go and you don't have a diaper and you don't have this is different for everyone, but whatever your thing is, you don't have the wipes, you go like, I'm such an idiot.
I'm so disorganized. I'm such an
Yes.
idiot. I
You tell
can't
this
do
story.
this. This is all chaos. It's like such a, think of your brain like a computer. It has a freaking lot to do. Every time you say while you're driving, oh, we need dog food, and you just say, I'll remember that. Or while you're working, you say like, oh my God, I got to do that Amazon return. I'll remember that. Every time you do that, you open another tab. What happens to a computer when there are a lot of tabs open all at once? It slows down and it performs at less than peak performance. So we don't need to do that to our brain because we can delegate it. We can offload it. There is a scientific term for how effective this is for your brain, and it's called cognitive offloading. Basically, all it means is once it comes in, it goes somewhere out physically. And this can be any means that you want. If you find yourself thinking of a lot of things while you're driving, you can use hands-free and do like, hey, put Siri, put this on my list for my grocery list. If you are a person who's having a lot of trouble sleeping and you're coming up with things in the middle of the night that you need to do, a lot of people will keep a notebook right next to their bed so that they don't have to open their phone, and they just write it on the notebook and they're able to go right back to sleep because it is offloaded. Cognitive offloading, in my opinion, is one of the best ways to lessen mental load, even if you're not giving the tasks to someone else. Even if they're all still going to be your tasks, it's not 100 tabs open and running at the same time. We interrupt because, have you shopped Fright Fest yet?
Honestly, guys, if you haven't shopped Fright Fest yet, you are not only missing out, but you're about to miss out forever, because patterns are selling out very quickly, and it is one of our biggest events of the year. So shop Fright Fest right now to get your spooky fix.
Don't miss Halloween.
I think, like, when we think about why we feel so exhausted at the end of the day, I know sometimes you think, like, did I even do that much today? Like, why am I so exhausted? And, like, maybe you did, but, like, maybe it's just, like, normal everyday life things that we're just, like, putting in this giant, like, I did so much today. Like, we'll talk about that, like, level of drama at another time. But, like, was it that much? But you still do feel exhausted, and it still is real. And I want you to ask yourself, why? If your brain is running through all of these open tabs all the time, putting a ton of pressure on remembering them, that's exhausting. You're not doing any of them. And that's where it becomes frustrating, because, like, you're not necessarily doing any of them, but you're having to remember that at that time when I have a free moment, I'm going to make sure that I order the dog food. At that time when I have a free moment, I'm going to make sure I order diapers. I still need to get groceries. God, what's she going to have for lunch tomorrow? You know that these are the thoughts that go into, and we're going to talk about some of those other things about when to organize them. But if we can just offload them into a list that you can return to when you have the mental ability to return to the list, that is where we have offloaded those tasks and actually made them more productive.
So if you have to remember it, you must immediately give it some place to live, somewhere else that isn't inside your brain. And I don't care what the method is. I honestly got a sticky note guy over there. He has an amount of sticky notes that is an uncomfortable amount for me. I mean, the desk is, but that's what works for him. Once a week, he goes through and he goes like, all right, what do these sticky notes say that I wrote myself here?
and sometimes you get to the sticky note and you're like, who was she?
Who wrote that? What did I mean? Who was that person? Thursday,
sometimes I get
Rachel.
to mine and I'm like, I had this reminder in my calendar that must have been a typo. So it said Dija. And I was like, what's Dija? I was like, was I trying to write a dentist appointment? What was I trying to? And then when somebody called to confirm the appointment, her name was Diane. Oh, hello, Diane. And actually, Diane was coming to help me organize.
My God.
This is the reason why you need to come, Diane.
Great first step, offloading it. Spelling could be better. But listen, I'm really proud. We're getting there. We're getting there. This is really good steps. Being organized, you guys, isn't about being able to remember more. It's not. I swear to you, I do not remember
being
more
organized
than the
is not
average
just
person.
for, like, superior people.
No, it's not for wicked smart people. It's not for it. It's literally has nothing to do with memory. Being organized just means you have fewer things to remember. It's subtracting, not adding. That's all it is. That's the equation. Tip number 2, very important for the decision fatigue that is also having a moment. Women are really getting onto these. It's like they're naming them: mental load, decision fatigue. Like,
I personally
these
love
are
it, because, like, they've been wearing women down, specifically because we run households Because
Shit.
to be honest, and I'm sorry for the men listening to this, but be honest, you're just not capable. And
We all
I
have our strengths.
we all have our strengths and you contribute what you can, but women have been able to now put the language to this of like, this mental load is just too much. It's weighing me down and it's making everything run slower and I'm foggy and I'm not as sharp and all of these things like come along with it. And then we're like, hey, I have decision fatigue. So by the time you ask me what I want to have for dinner, it turns into this like explosion. But that's not, it wasn't about the dinner and it wasn't about what I want to eat. It was about making one more decision on that day when I've had enough. I've reached the
We've
limit of
had enough.
decisions, and that's not a failure on you. That's not a failure on any specific person because like this has language to it because everyone has gotten there.
The reason why it ties in so closely with organization is because when decision fatigue hits, there's almost no coming back from it. You know what I mean? Like it's like by the time you get over the cliff, you're not climbing back to the other side. Like it's over. So it makes everything feel in a constant state of chaos. And it's not so much, that's why we said in the beginning, it's not so much about opening your cabinets and having like a Martha Stewart type of organization. It's more about not going through every single Tuesday feeling like you don't know what's coming next and there's complete chaos awaiting you. That is what makes people feel disorganized and at its deepest, most root level. So when you think about the amount of decisions that you're making on a typical day, it's immense. However, it doesn't need to be. And if I know I've been accused of this in the past, I think probably by you actually, is that sometimes when people systemize their days, it looks a little bit robotic, right? Like if you hear someone say like, well, it's Taco Tuesday. On Tuesdays we eat tacos. Like it's not even like no one thinks about what we're going to have for dinner because it's like a known thing. It's like that comes with a sense of like, oh, that's boring. Oh, how horrible that your life is so robotic and stuff. But you know what I didn't do on Tuesday? I didn't ask anybody what we were having for dinner.
You know what I think, like, just from the other side of the people, if you want to make a pivot at any time, you still have that freedom. When you have this groundwork, I think this is where this became more acceptable for me, is that like you said it like, you don't need to reinvent Tuesday every Tuesday. And I was like, yeah, yeah, I love that. I don't want to reinvent Tuesday every Tuesday because like there is so much that is unknown and going to happen anyway, that the things that you do have control over and the things that you are able to plan for a little bit better are just like the baseline. That doesn't mean your entire day looks like a robot and that everyone's going to wake up and do Groundhog Day and say the same things to good morning. You know what I mean? Like that's not how it
It's
turns
pancakes for breakfast today.
Yeah, that's how
Like
I think.
no.
Let's say like picture it, but like that's not how it has to happen. And if you have decided like every, week we have these things, you do have the freedom to go like, you know what? Hey, it's Thursday, but we're going to Abacoa and we're going to have sushi. Like you can throw that in there and nothing is going to fall apart and it will still be like this, like you still have the ability to throw that in there, but you have the assurance that if you don't have that, you don't get to 5:30, 6:00 with everyone going like, well, what are we going to do?
What do we do now, Mom?
Yeah, because that is actually a worse feeling than the freedom to just go like, well, I just will decide what I'm feeling on that day. Like I totally get it. But like it's a word like the scrambling that is so unnecessary. And then you end up just like throwing something together and you're like not happy with it. And you're like, we really need to improve our nutrition. These meals aren't good enough for the and then you go in this like other spiral, right? But if you could just find some other and I'm just talking, these are just for meals right now because this is particularly important, but we're going to talk about these other things that are the same. Um, when I was really struggling to get like to know when to get food, like to go to the grocery store. I know for other adults, they're like, come on, seriously. But that's hard for some of us. It just like you get to the minute of like, there's no food in here.
Where's the food?
Where did
Where's
the
it
food
gone?
go? I've been thinking about a ton of other things, but now I don't have anything to eat. And then you're like, I'll just go to bed. Forget it.
You can do that, but then the children do start crying, though.
Like you feed them.
Because you can no
and then
longer
you're
just
like,
go to bed.
you can't. No, you definitely can't. So like having a set day that you say like, well, I get my groceries on Thursday. Then it's not this like, when are we gonna get groceries? We're getting low on food. You know what I mean? There's a ton of other thoughts that actually add up than the time that you look and you don't have groceries. You know what I'm saying? Like there's so much more that happens before then that like you kind of pass by and say like, oh, 2 bananas left. I gotta go soon. Blah, blah, blah. But if you say like, no, I go on Thursday and I know that like I have enough to get me through until that time, then it like the stress level just completely goes down.
Stress level goes down, feeling of chaos goes down, feeling of organization and knowing, because really organization is just kind of knowing what's going to come next. That's really all it is. It's knowing it's knowing what's going to come next, because it's like, you know where the thing is that you're looking for because it's where it belongs. You know what's going to happen on Tuesday, because basically if it's a repeated task, it needs a default. So if you grocery shop on a regular basis, it needs a default. If you get dressed every day, it could use a default. These are ways to take all those micro decisions out of the picture so that by the end of the day, you are not so fatigued and so chaotic that everything feels like a disorganized giant mess. So organization means that you decide once so that you don't have to keep on deciding. And then you still leave plenty of time and plenty of excitement for like, hey, F Taco Tuesday, we're going for Sushi Wednesday. It's like, oh my God, everybody's cheering for you now instead of like, Mom. So
Everyone's cheering.
It leaves plenty of time. I promise. Systemizing these things will not make you feel robotic. It will just make you feel so much better. Tip number 3. And this is across the board, a way to feel less like everything is falling apart and more like you are constantly and consciously choosing the things you want to choose rather than being up against it and having to make this choice. The right thing, quote unquote, for you needs to be the easiest thing. The end.
100%. I think I always talk about this with nutrition because I think that for a lot of us, we put nutrition on this pedestal of it has to be difficult and it has to take a long time and it has to require a certain amount of meal prepping and things like that. And it really doesn't. And if we can organize it to be the easiest thing for you, it can be so much easier. So for me, and that you can make these choices as you want in your house. We always have 3-minute broccoli in our house. 3-minute steam for broccoli is a constant because it just is a default for like when things go wrong, you always have 3-minute broccoli and have 2-minute rice. So so the total of like what these things are going to be, because like these are some macronutrients that I can pair with a protein that is super easy and super low maintenance. And for those of you who like bake your own bread and make your rice, which I know doesn't seem like a big thing, but it's like a 30-minute thing to make a whole bunch of rice.
That's a big thing for me.
I always seem to mess it up too. Like the water to rice ratio.
Get another pan. I've ruined this one.
100%. And I'm like, instead of beating myself up over that like situation, I could just make it the easiest thing for me and we still just get our rice. It's okay.
Please eliminate the friction. Please eliminate the friction in any possible thing that you can. Anything that can require less friction and that you want to do. If you want to eat more fruit, I said this week, like, I really want to make sure that I eat these cherries so that they don't go bad when I put them right in the front. Right in the front. I can't open the fridge without seeing the cherries. If you want everyone to stop coming home and throwing their backpacks everywhere and you going around going, "Oh my God, how am I going to pick up the homework? Where's your backpack?" And then the next day you're looking for the backpacks. If that's not it, then we need an easy and repeatable solution. If it's easier for everybody to hang their backpack immediately when they come in the door, then do that. That way, and it might take a minute for people to get it, but like make it easy. Frictionless is the best possible. If you don't want to scroll your phone at night and you're like, this is really like messing up my bedtime and it's making me feel chaotic then on the next day because I'm so tired, then don't charge your phone next to your bed. These aren't difficult
Give it a home
things.
to fall asleep. There's like they're under $8, like these little like charging, and it's just you put it on the wall. It's like for a house phone. I have them, and you just like put your phone in, and you put the charging things right next to it, and then like that's its home, and it lives there for the rest of the night, or it lives there for the next hour, whatever it is that you're trying to eliminate from like your doom scrolling or like what you've decided in your life. Like, I don't want that to be a part of my daily thing. Like, put the things in place to be able to take that away from you. Like, we have two like social media blockers in our house, and they're positioned in two different places because one's in the kitchen and one's upstairs, because when it's for Matt, he taps and he's no longer able to open any of his social media things because he doesn't want to be the person who like goes and like starts scrolling, but he does it without thinking. So he locks himself out of it. It's not like these things, putting them in place, like you then say like, well, I've taken that out of my hands of like every time I realize I'm scrolling again, I'm like, oh, such an idiot. I have no self-control.
I can't recommend things like that enough. Both adding friction to things that you don't want to do and eliminating friction for the things that you do want to do. They are such easy hacks to just give you one more step to either do the thing that you want to do easier or not do the thing that you don't want to do and make it harder. I can't recommend enough a charging station for all devices. I have one in my house. It's in a central room. It has all the chargers attached for every possible device. And if anyone is looking for their headphones, iPad, iWatch, whatever the 900 things we have are, everybody knows where it is.
Go to the place.
Go to the place. The place where the things are.
Yeah.
And
and you don't have to ask me because you know where the place is.
That's the other thing. That's the other thing. And we're going to get to in our next tip how you can kind of routinely make sure that these things are coming back, because it also doesn't really make you feel great if you have to be driving this bus the whole entire time and going around gathering all the things up and going and putting them on the charger. Now we've just gave you another thing to do. We want this to be, kind of a whole house effort so that everybody feels the benefits of being more organized and subsequently not having friction for the
less
things
anxiety
that they want.
for not knowing where your things are. Like, that causes anxiety. That 100% does. Like, if you're just feeling, you're thinking about like, well, I just feel these things, like other people feel it too. And it doesn't need this, like, again, like this major overhaul. This may seem like a lot of things, but these are really like very simple adjustments that you could make and that you could just like schedule out. Say like, I'm going to make a charging station on Wednesday. Like, now you've taken two of our tips, you wrote it down, you gave it a time, and you gave the thing that you want to do, like very specific, like perfect. You organize, you're organizing.
Too? It doesn't require any motivation. You know what I mean? Like, we're always looking for like that when I get motivated, I'm going to organize. When I get motivated, I'm going to eat better. It doesn't require any motivation for me to put the cherries in the front of the fridge. No motivation required. I just put them there. Now, of course, I get to still decide whether I want to eat them, but I'll tell you what, when they're right there every time I open the fridge, I am significantly more likely to choose them than go to the, do you guys have a chocolate cabinet? Just me? Okay.
You guys
Forget I said that. Hello, I'm the host of a health and fitness podcast, and I'm here to talk about my chocolate cabinet. Tip number 4, you need to have a closing shift. This is so imperative and literally changed my life. And I can't say enough about it. But here's the other thing that I want to say about it before I get into, the things that you could possibly add or subtract to your closing shift. 10 minutes. That's all I'm asking for. I'm asking for 10 minutes to have a significantly easier day the next day. It does not have to be floors are so clean you can eat off of them, Martha Stewart cabinets, the pillows are chopped perfectly. It doesn't have to be any of that, guys. 10 minutes, it's just a reset. End of every day.
I love a reset only because I don't want to deal with the chaos of yesterday that drags into today. And I think that's a super important mindset shift when you start your day. So we do a reset at the end of every day, but I will say this, that it doesn't take 10 minutes if you have let the entire day build up into this kind of massive now cleaning session that now is kind of daunting and just really is staring you down because it's an hour. So I do want to just caveat with this because I've had this discussion in my house of ways that turns into 10 minutes and not the hour and a half that it has taken. And some of those small things are just making sure that after the daytime meals, those things are put away or put into the dishwasher, or just not building up, because it's a different cleanup of a dinner or breakfast, lunch, and dinner with multiple
That's
people.
really true. That's really
it's
true.
much
And
different.
I do want to caveat, I said you don't have to have floors that you could eat off of and stuff. Listen, if you set your clock for 10 minutes and you have let all the dishes build up from the entire day and it's too much to do in the 10 minutes, if you work for 10 minutes, your next day is still going to be easier and better because whatever you could get done in that 10 minutes is still going to help you the next day. So yes, would it be great to go to bed with a completely clear sink with no dishes in it? 100%. Is it better to have 5 less dishes than when you? Absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. We're not looking for perfection here. We're just looking for a way that tomorrow can feel less chaotic right at the opening. And I always compare it to restaurant work, and I know that you'll have a excellent comparison because you worked in the restaurant industry for many years. It nobody leaves without closing shit. We fill the salt, we do all the side work, everything is prepped for the next day. You would never just close a restaurant and be like, well, off we go then.
Guess tomorrow will be great. No, of course you wouldn't. I do just and we'll talk about this when it comes to habit stacking, but I just think it's really important as we, think about this kind of closing time and how it leads into you starting your next day. It definitely is super helpful. I know I told Rachel this, that some of the organizing people that I follow say they time how much time something takes if you do it in the moment, taking off your shoes and putting them in the spot rather than just leaving them there. It doesn't seem big, I just don't have time right now. And it's but then you trip over them and it just adds to the visual clutter, right? And it's the same thing.
And
that
then
you do,
by at a certain point, there's 20 pairs of shoes there.
There's 20 pairs of shoes because
we
the
all
next
know
person,
we've been there.
does the same thing. They see the shoes there, and then they just put their shoes there, right? Because the standard of what you have decided is acceptable around drops. And this is a whole thing with like visual standards for your home. Like everyone follows like what the standards are. So if the standard is that like we just leave dishes in the sink at night and like then we try and clean up the next morning, we're playing from behind. You don't want to start your day playing from behind. And that's ultimately what it is. Like when you're making dinner, like if you just take a little bit of time to put some of the things away while you're cooking, it makes a really big difference when you look at the end of all of these things out and then all of the dishes. And we have a 1-year-old that threw half of his food everywhere. And it makes a very big difference if you just put some of those things away as you're standing in the kitchen. We're going to talk about this when we get to habit stacking, but like you're standing there. You're right there. It's not taking you any extra time.
So, just to circle back to, like for example, the devices is like when you're doing your closing shift, this is not just the job of the head of household or the mom or whoever is kind of running the ship. This is guys closing shift. Okay. So
Yeah.
that
Great point.
means like children, go gather
Take
your
your things.
devices and put them on the charging station. That means for my son, that means lay out your clothes for the next day. That means we're not doing anything hard here. We're just like same closing routine every single night. Mom and dad are going to do the dishes. You're going to go get your devices, put them on the charging station, and lay out your clothes for tomorrow. Done. Like you can even scale it based on ages. Like if the adults are going to spend 10 minutes on closing shift, the kids can spend 5. Like but it's just like a universal, hey guys, we're closing up for the night, so do the things that we do for our closing shift. And everybody goes off in their own directions and does what they need to do. And honestly, being able to take that into adulthood is a amazing tool for kids to be able to learn that at a young age.
100% for anyone thinking about like, oh, this is so hard. This type of skill is such an important indicator for success in the future. And it tells young people that you are necessary and you are needed here as part of this family. And you are not just functioning outside of it while we all contribute. Like, no, you are part of it. You are necessary here and you are part of our whole gang. And how you show that is you contribute to our gang and our living space.
Oh man, I love that so much. I love like the shared responsibility of, this is our house and our family, and these are the things that we do to make our life easier. So you already know we make the best workout gear, but one of our best products, our highest rated product on our website is actually our collagen. If you have not heard about Glow Up by CVG, you are missing out. There is almost 700 5-star reviews on this product because it is such an amazing supplement. Actually, looking at it today, there are only 2 1-stars that were meant to be 5 stars. They love the product. They hit the wrong amount of stars. This is one of our most popular products for a reason. It dissolves like no other collagen. It's type 1 and 3. You're going to have healthier skin, better joint mobility. Everything about this collagen makes it easy to put into your daily routine. So if you haven't tried Glow Up, get on cvg.com and make sure to add it to cart today. It's our best product. Tip number 5 is, okay, here come the bins.
Finally,
they're falling out of all of the places that they literally.
I saw this
pyramid of bins.
There's this funny video about like, what else do you guys put in your junk drawer? And it was like such a funny video because a lot of people were like, I've never seen a virgin junk drawer before. because
Guys.
like someone was looking to like start one, and then all of the things that people put in there were so relatable. Make sure it has a lot of pens that have run out of ink and don't have the caps on it, and you keep putting them back in. A ton of chargers, and they were putting pictures. Do you charger like this that doesn't fit to anything else ever? Make sure you put that in there, like, and make sure every time you go in, you move it along.
Yeah, just move it around so you don't know actually where anything is. Couple dead batteries in there. A broken
We
paper
had
clip.
a monitor in ours that was pretty big, like it's significant, like this big, and it doesn't work. And we just kept moving it around. This monitor is broken. In the way of like, maybe we're gonna fix it one day. We've already replaced it.
I started this episode mad at you because you opened up with, we have a storage bin and we have a storage unit that we need to organize. Guys.
Yeah. Okay, so let's hit that, because that's what this is what number 5 is about, is stop organizing clutter. Do you need those things?
Organizing
If it's been
clutter
in your storage unit, is it necessary?
Guys, if you have a storage unit with things in it that you've not needed to access in the past year, you don't need those things. Okay? You don't need them. Obviously, it's obvious. Everything says in the past year of my life, I have not needed that thing one time. Why are we keeping it? Why?
No, right? Unless it's Christmas stuff.
That's why I said 1 year. You have 1 year, okay?
Yeah.
I know that there are people that do enormously amazing Christmas displays and they couldn't possibly fit that all in their garage, and that's totally fine. Get your storage unit, but that's not what we're doing. We have bins labeled miscellaneous. What the fuck is miscellaneous? I'll tell you what it is. I get passionate about this. I'll tell you what miscellaneous means. It means it's the trash. You don't need it. You don't need
I'm
it,
about to clear
obviously.
out my junk drawer today.
Okay.
I did throw out that monitor recently, though. I moved it around for a couple weeks, and then I picked it up and I said, "Is this broken?" And Matt said, "Yes, that's broken." I said, "Let's throw it away," and he was like, "Yeah."
He just high-fived and stuff. And here's what I want to say about why I'm proud about that thing. Yeah. And you feel better, of course. But here's what I want to say I'm proud about that thing. You didn't open a tab in your mind and say, I need to organize this junk drawer. And then say, like, I got to give up a Saturday. But I don't want to give up a Saturday. Well, the next Saturday is. No, you didn't do that. We don't have to do decluttering like that. You can literally do it on a one-by-one basis. You can one day open your junk drawer and go, I don't need this, and throw it right in the trash. You are 1% better than you were, unless you bought another monitor. Don't do that. Okay? We do this a lot with my Tupperware, guys.
Tupperware is
I'm
so
opening
stressful.
the cabinet. The Tupperware is literally falling down into my face every single time I open it. Do I need 37 Tupperwares? Half of them don't have lids. No, we need 5 good Tupperwares. The other ones, goodbye. If I can't find your lid right now, if I have a sock that I can't find to match right now in this laundry, it's in the trash. Oh, if I haven't worn something,
we have cutthroat socks over here.
Listen, I don't care. I am so.
You know what? The sock thing is actually such an interesting thing, because people will go so long with like, and then they're like, oh, this sucks, whatever. But like, the socks are like less than $10, and you just go like, I could just buy a whole pack of these, and like my life would be better.
I have said so many times to myself, if I fish through clothes, right? And if 2 times in a row I wanted to wear some shorts and I was fishing through my shorts and there was a pair on top that I went right by, trash. I obviously don't want to wear those. Pajamas is a huge one. I have moved only to matching pajamas. I know I sound crazy right now. I don't care. I'm passionate about organizing. I've moved to matching pajamas. If a pajama doesn't have a match, it is trash. I do not keep old sweatpants from 1972 that have 27 holes in them and go, yeah, these will be my new pajamas. No, I have 5 pairs of matching sets of good pajamas, and that's all I have. The end. Not only does it help me to do laundry on a regular basis because, like,
True.
right?
I actually do this pajama thing as well. I have probably 5 matching sets, and I always just wash them, and they're in the same place. It's probably my most organized drawer of silk jammies. You go in the same spot. They have a match.
And again, if things are seasonal, I totally get it. Then we can start the bins, right? If you say like, well, these are my, Christmas leggings that I really like to wear for Christmas workouts, but I'm not going to wear them right now, obviously. Then we can talk about bins. But I'm talking about things that you've passed up several times when you've had an opportunity. You don't want it. If it's in a storage unit and you haven't used it or felt a need for it, you don't need it. And the thing that I think holds so many people back from organization is that they have so much to organize that they couldn't possibly handle it all. So instead, maybe we have less stuff and then we have less stuff to keep organized. No more loops.
No more loops. You don't need more bins. You need to throw out some of your things or donate them. You know what I mean? Like things like that.
Right,
those shoes that you keep passing over, you're like, you know what? I just don't. They were cute, but I don't wear them. You can just send them away from your house. I do this. I just keep them. I'm like, that's a broken shoelace. Why would I wear that? Put it back in the drawer.
Again,
why does it go back in the drawer?
It doesn't have to wait, but it doesn't have to wait for the time. You know what I've done? I've put a bin in my, not like a big plastic bin, but I put like a little like clothes hamper that in my closet that is for, or like things I want to donate. So right then and there, I don't have to be like, oh, this is closet clean out day. No, if I'm like going through something and I'm like, that is a broken shoelace, I would never wear that. I just take that one thing and put it in donation or trash. And it's like, I didn't clean out the whole closet or anything. I didn't set aside a day for it. I noticed it and I was like, no, this is why. No, go away. Go away from me. You're bothering me. So,
my most successful days of clean out have started that way, that I've just been like, why is this in here? And then I just start throwing things out, and then it compiles on that. And then it's like, what are you doing? And it's like, oh, this has to go. It was not like
then we just start throwing everything out. No, I get it.
It's not too much. But it's like, this all has to go, and then you're like, you've reached a breaking point. But it doesn't need to be this like giant scheduled out like time. Like I totally see where a lot of you guys would feel like that would be daunting. And as we go into the fall season and you're thinking about like this like massive clean out and reorganization, and then you're like, wow, I'm overwhelmed by my attempts to be less overwhelmed. And then you're like, well, that doesn't feel right. I get it.
Is this how it's supposed to be?
I totally get it. But if you can start to just look around and start to toss out, this is what I want to like, throw in with this is like, today, stop organizing the clutter. If you have a drawer that just like is one of those where you're like, none of those pens work. Like all the electronics in this drawer are like, that old iPhone that sits in your drawer that like, I don't know, has pictures on it or something. So you're just not going to throw it out. So you just keep moving it around. Like, you don't need that. You're never going to go through the pictures. You don't even know where the charger is. So like, let's just move on from it and you'll feel better. Number 6 is habit stacking. And the boring stuff. And I think like all the multitaskers are like, finally, I could just chuck these things off at the same time. And I personally love this because I make associations really easily with when I do this, I do this. So like I'm more likely to
This is an ADHD trick.
Yeah.
That's where I got this. Just so you know.
I love
That's why I love it so much.
But if you're doing things at the same time, like making your coffee in the morning when you're waiting for it, sometimes you're just standing there like, I'm going to doom scroll. I could unload the dishwasher during that time. And then think about this. This is just like hit for me is like during that, then you have a fresh dishwasher that's empty that whoever comes through can just put the things in throughout the whole day. Like that is like a really great, you don't have to worry about washing it all the time. You can just put it in the spot where it goes and we'll move on with the day. Like it's
But
not.
here's the thing about habit stacking too, is like you don't schedule time to unload the dishwasher. You don't put it on your mental list. I need to unload the dishwasher. I need to unload the dishwasher. It's literally a if this, then this. If I'm making my coffee, I unload the dishwasher. There's no thinking. There's no to-do list. There's no scheduling. None of it. There's no delegating it. You don't have to remember to text someone to unload the dishwasher. It's like these habitual habit stacking things are so beautiful because they are things that take no mental load whatsoever. And one cues the other. And then, oh my God, we're like so much better.
100%. I love that. And it just like schedules in your brain of like, this is happening. So then this is also happening at the same time. And, it makes like, and I'll just give like a couple more examples of things that I use is that like when my son is finishing up his dinner, I'm pouring our bottle. These are just small things, but I know when he gets to the later end, I just start automatically pouring the bottle because our next thing is we're going up to bath. So I just take it all with me. So it's not like when you get up there, where's the bottle? Where's the thing? You know what I'm saying? Like it just becomes like autonomous of like when this thing is happening, I am doing this thing. Like if you have a favorite show that you like to watch and it happens all, every whatever or like on the weekend and you're like, that would be a great time for me to fold laundry. Like you don't have to worry about when am I going to fold all this laundry. It just keeps stacking up.
My
and now it's just
newest
looking at
one,
me and now it's going to the laundry room to be washed again.
I'll lay it on the chair so it doesn't get wrinkly. It'll go to the chair.
Your new home is the chair for the next 2 weeks.
Now I'll fish through the chair to see. Okay, guys, my newest one, you want to know what my newest one is? Every day that when I brush my teeth, I felt like, because I brushed my teeth for a while and the whole, just the timer and then a little more. I felt like, damn, I'm like really wasting time here while I'm just like standing here doing nothing. Now I brush my teeth and make my bed. It's like one, the other. Like at the minute
one
I turn my
after
toothbrush
the other,
on,
I was like, wow,
no,
how do you not
together.
get the toothpaste?
No,
yeah, it's going and you're just making the bed?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Also, here's an important thing.
I'm
I've
everywhere.
made my bed I've taken out all the friction points of like, there's not 27 pillows that are decorative. There's not like, it's not really hard to tuck in the blankets. Like, it's like, I've done it like really minimalist so that I can literally do it with one hand. So I'm brushing my teeth and I make the bed at the same time. The bed is made as soon as I've brushed my teeth. Like one triggers the other. And that means every day I have clean teeth and a made bed every single day.
Love that.
You know what else
My
I started
bed's
doing?
not easy to make.
See, okay. Again, if it's the right thing for you, it needs to be the easy thing, right? That goes back to another tip. But the other, you know what I've been doing too is every single time I'm driving home from something, I go through the calendar for the next day. So I just have her voice read it to me. I just say like, read me tomorrow's tasks. And then so like driving home equals reminders on what happens tomorrow. Like it's just I don't know. It definitely has to be things that are mindless. So that's why we said like when you're talking about habit stacking, you use the boring stuff because it needs to be like you need to not have to think about it, right? I need to be able to brush my teeth and make the bed at the same time. But when you get this, it feels like you're on top of the world. Like you're just like walking around like your shit don't stink. Hello, did you make your bed and brush your teeth today? No?
I'm
Well,
winning. Or like you put stuff in the crock pot. I don't know if anyone else feels this way, but like anytime I have a crock pot meal going, I'm like, don't worry about me.
don't even talk to me. Don't even talk to me. I have a
Dinner's
crock pot meal
done.
going. Okay. Okay.
What
Dinner's
do you
done.
need
It's
dinner? Don't worry about it.
literally
It's cooking.
10:30 in the morning. No one worry.
No.
I'm
And
just-
mine's like super simple stuff. Like, and that's what I mean about like some of the cooking stuff too, is like you don't have to have this like intricate meal. And if you are someone who really likes that, like I totally get it. But like for me yesterday, I had like chicken and broccoli Alfredo, but I put it in the crock pot. So I just put the chicken and the Alfredo and the broccoli, and like it just crock pots, and then you just make pasta at the end. And it's just done. And it's not a big like intricate, it's not like a 12-step recipe. Like I had a little Parmesan cheese on top. it's it's done. But I also feel like a badass.
These are, I'm telling you, these tips will make you feel like a badass. They will make you feel like you can do anything. You are on top of your shit. Your shit doesn't even stink, by the way. And it compounds on itself too. That's the other winning formula here, is that every single time that you do one of these things, you are going to benefit from it the next day, the day after that, the day after that, and it just keeps compounding. So I really hope that you are leaving this episode with some questions for yourself about what you can subtract rather than, oh my God, I need to organize everything. I'm such an idiot. My life is chaos. I'm so stupid. Where do I buy the bins?
100%. Every time I think about organizing, I'm like, I should buy an organizing tool. Labeler.
We don't need to buy things. We need to take things away. What can be automated? What can be delegated? What can happen less often? And if it can't happen less often, how can it be defaulted? So it's like, okay, I know to do this every day. It's on default. And what are you keeping or maintaining that you don't need to be? We're
Love it.
subtracting this fall.
I think this fall is going to be the one where you can lower your anxiety because there's less questions happening throughout the day. I think that our mental loads are going to get lighter as we're writing things down. I think that we are going to use all of these tools to our benefit and to our favor instead of just stacking endlessly until we're exhausted and we cannot make any more decisions and just whatever you want for dinner. Just pick something. Like we don't need to get there. And there are some easy ways that we can do that. So if any of these ways were helpful for you, if you have any to add to our organizational list, we'd love to hear yours, that are some habits or some tricks that you've picked up along the way that have been kind of game changers for you. Because I know some of these, I'm like, I would not have thought of that, but it has been a game changer for me. And it's made my life easier, not harder.
If all else fails, you can always slick back pony. You know?
can you can
Slick
always
pack
just
pony
Gen
and go
Z
for it.
and say like, I don't need to blow dry my hair. I can just slick it back. Make
the
it a
natural grease it came with. Guys, have a great week. We love you so much. Happy fall and happy, I'm not even going to say organization. I'm going to say happy, have your shit together. We love you.